This is Street Topics, where we keep it raw and unfiltered. We talk about the topics that you are afraid to, but we are not. You got myself, got Sim, and then of course the one and only Donna Baker. He may make you mad or he may have you laughing. It's depending on how the mood we feel. Regardless, we gonna keep it true, get the facts, and keep it controversial. Are you ready for this episode of Street Topics? Stay tuned, y'all.
What up? What up? I'm trying to make sure to check. Like, can you hear me good?
I can hear you.
Yep. All right. So, at this crazy place. But anyway, this is another episode of Street Topics where we here, of course, with your host C Holmes as always. And then I have my lovely guest by the name of, tell the audience who you are.
Tykebrean.
And we're here to pretty much drop the bomb and much more when it comes down to what happened recently. And, you know, she's an activist and likes to pretty much speak up for the community. She's smiling, but she knows like what she's talking about. But there's something recent that's gone on where she likes to pop the balloon, and it's caused a little controversy. But we're going to go ahead and air all that out, get things straightened, and then get her side of the story without all the crazy comments. But other than that, before we get going, like, how you feeling so far?
I'm doing okay. It's been a whirlwind for almost a week, but I'm okay. I'm gonna keep it at an okay. Seeing that there's been a lot of bullying towards me, it's been rough, but at the same time, comes with the territory of speaking the truth.
Oh yeah, and then this one thing when you speak your truth, of course, is going to be adversity, and like on Street Topics, I'm always about like speaking your mind and being honest, because if you don't stand for something, you don't stand for nothing at all. But besides what's going on with the outside comments and much more, tell the audience who you actually are, because I think that's the biggest confusion. What's going on?
Yes, definitely. So my name is Tykebrean. I am 27. I live in Houston, Texas. I've been doing political activism and protesting since I want to say Trayvon Martin. So we go all the way back. And in Oklahoma is where I did most of my activism. I lived there until about 2022. And then I moved to Kansas City and did a couple rallies and protests and worked with a couple organizations out there as well. So I am very much stern when it comes to my political beliefs. I'm also very stern in who I would date when it comes to those political beliefs. So that is what has gotten me here.
And I'm glad you said that. And let's put more detail into that. Like, what organizations have you helped out in the past? That way, it sets the record straight on everything.
Definitely. So in Oklahoma, I actually started my own called Peaceful Rally Tulsa. I also had a little organization I was trying to start called Embrace Yourself Outreach back when I was like 17. And I connected the two kind of with Peaceful Rally in 2020 during Black Lives Matter, everything that was going on at that time. I was one of the biggest activists in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so you can look that up. I always tell people, Google me. You can find out that I was one of the Tulsans of the year for my activism. So, those were the organizations I worked with, of course, BLM in Oklahoma. And then when I moved over to Kansas City, there was Decarcerate Kansas City, a wonderful group as well that does a lot of work for the community. So it was really nice to be able to have those organizations. There was also a therapy organization I worked with that was at this Azazi Village. That's what it's called. It's a Black woman's ran organization that helps with doulas. So when you're pregnant, you need a doula. If you haven't heard about a doula, that's where you would go in Kansas City. They have a lot of resources there as well. So worked with them, did a lot of mental health like stuff with them at the end of 2024, and then moved here back in December. So ever since I've been here, I've been mostly into doing poetry, kind of finding myself in the community. I do host a political education class on Tuesdays from 6 to 7 at Class Bookstore here in Third Ward, Houston, Texas. And we will be restarting that next Tuesday at 6 to 7, December 9th. So those are the things that I have done over time. I have marched with different big names. I've met Al Sharpton, Jasmine Crockett, Tim Waltz, Beto O'Rourke. So for me, these things are very serious. And so for a partner, I do have to have someone that's also seriously interested in politics and understands the seriousness of politics. So that's what kind of got us here. And of course, with the mental health question that I did ask one of the contestants, like I said earlier, I have been in therapy for a while and also was in an organization and worked with them for doulas and in that space, donated clothes and would come to their events. So, um, yeah, I made my rounds.
And of course, absolutely, because when it comes down to that, you got to be able to like share not only your voice and get other people involved, and then educate them as well. And that's why I wanted to let you have an opportunity to say that. And then on top of that, you're a poet. And like despite what everything is going on the internet, like the Navy add the people need to actually know who you are in entirety instead of just one clip. And then we'll get to that in a second. But the main thing is I want to go ahead and set the full circle of who you are, and then like of course with your talents of poetry as well. And you're a writer, so we have activism in the community, involvement into the community, poet, writer, and then on top of that, you're involved in the community and educating others in the local community when it comes to things. So a lot of different resources, not always what they think. And it's like what the old saying is more than what meets the eye. And I want you to kind of speak on that to give you a chance to speak on like look what's beyond like on the surface level or what other people may see from this one clip. So I wanted you to go ahead and speak on that.
Yes. So also in Houston, Texas, we do, well, I do every second Sunday of the month, we do a writing session class as well at the Rado Market. So wanted to add that in there as well. I do love to do community events. I've only been here a year and I've been trying to embrace um, Third Ward, Houston, Texas. I also like to go down to Freedmanstown. It's a different, I think that's in Second Ward. Yeah, it's in Second Ward. And when I first moved here, I said I wanted to learn as much as possible about the Black history here. I've taken trips to Galveston to learn more about Juneteenth, just to kind of get more of an understanding of where I was going to be living. So yes, I've been doing poetry more and more since the beginning of this year. It has really helped me become the person I am today. Getting on stages here, like Juan Poetry, the Poetry Lounge on Sundays. Free K hosts an event on Mondays, and I would go there for those events as well. That Way Poetry on Thursdays. I spend a lot of time in that sector of Houston. So it's been a very interesting process as well as fun, truly a lot of fun. So, other things about me, I do have a daughter. I have a 2.5-year-old. Um, she's a wonderful kid,
See,
and
mother as well. You gotta like enlighten these people on certain things because they just let a lot of things go over their head.
yes, definitely a mother. There's certain things I'm trying to stay away from talking about right now because, of course, things are still not all complete in my life. It's a very transformational time. But the reason I went to the show is really for fun and just to see what it was like. I've never been on such a larger platform in that way. And I guess I should have realized what the audience were. It's not what the show wants it to be, but what are the people coming to watch? Um, Personally, I did not expect this from my own community, but the questions I
You'd be
asked,
surprised.
no, trust me, I think Baker would have liked this conversation. I'm not gonna lie, but um,
Yeah.
it's more interesting right now to see how much hate I'm getting versus like what the message was. The people have called me anything from beanbag to what's it called? Just they've talked the most trashiest things about my stomach and my belly and the way that I dressed and the way that I looked. And it's interesting because I didn't pop on any of the guys based off their appearance. That was not something I planned on doing, and a lot of women did, which is okay. That's their preference. Someone that's 5'4" is not their preference. Someone that's too old or too young, or that's your preference. My preferences come from my belief system, which is okay. If someone says I believe in God and I want to have a Christian woman, I would have popped the balloon. I'm not a strong Christian woman, so I would have popped, and it wouldn't have been a disrespectful thing to do because that's what you're looking for. For me, I think what happened is there's 7 of us. I think there's 7 or 8 of us. We're all standing in one line. You're supposed to get there at 6 p.m. That's what the thing said. So me, I like to be on time. I got there at like 6:10, still a little late. Me and my friend, they said, "Hey, we're not going to start yet." So me and him left. We went and grabbed something to eat. We come back about 7:30 ish. Hello.
Had a good old time.
We went to In-N-Out Burger. We come back, and I'm just gonna run down how the night goes. So it's about 7:30 when we get back. We get back, people are starting to come in, and I'm like, "Hey, like, okay, this is cutesy, whatever." The women are pretty. We're starting to talk to everybody. It's cool. The audience are coming in. We don't get started to about 8:30, and so it's like, okay, they're telling us how to stand. Like, here's where we're gonna be standing. Okay, so like, well, you guys are gonna be on this line, and they're gonna walk up, and when they walk up, they're gonna we're going to start. Okay, cool. They give us the rundown. They said to be nice to the men and gave us kind of a rundown on how we should handle ourselves. Cool. Like, no biggie. I did not expect when I asked the questions I did, the second guy I asked a question to, that it would get shut off after that. So after I asked him,
And before you say too much, I want to make sure everybody has the context. What's the name of the show that you're talking about? Because not everybody knows what show you're referring to.
oh gosh. So I was on Love Mountain, Pop the Balloon. The episode aired last week, right before Thanksgiving. And this was November 15th when I did the show. So, we get there, we're on the lineup. I think we didn't even leave until about 10:45. So we were there for a while. We're standing most of the time. There's cameras in front of you. They want you in a perfect angle. So then they have a good shoot of you. So there's a lot of nervousness going on this set.
And production, it sounds like as well. So you have
It's
the whole experience.
It is a whole experience. And so, as well as the lack of food, when you have people there for even a couple hours, you want to have some type of table food. That's something that they lacked. And lack of water, so I had to go get my own hydration drink to try to, and to keep the spirits up. You need to get people, something. People kept going to the bathroom because they're like, "Hey, this is a lot. This is a process, So we start the show. The first guy comes out, and he's not ugly. Like, he's not an ugly guy. He comes out. He does mention he has 5 kids. Should have popped then. We would be not here today if I did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. And I was like, dang, like I don't see myself with someone with 5 kids, but I'm doing it for the plot. Like, okay, maybe this is we'll just go with it. So when he gets to me, I have my balloon, and I asked him, who did you vote for in the 2024 election? And he's like, are you some type of culprit? And I was like, answer the question. And he said Trump. And for me, I was just like, I felt that, so I popped my balloon, and then they don't like my interaction afterwards.
Your reaction was classic because you was like, oh, hell no.
And the thing is, people want to be mad at me for my reaction, and I'm like, hey, that's y'all. Me personally, the stuff that Trump is doing in this administration is so bad that you're more mad at me than you are him, and that's crazy. I think if that man was white, and let's be honest, if that man was a white man and he was a Trump supporter and I popped the balloon on a white Trump supporter, there would be no back and forth about this. I would have everybody
whole different story.
It would be a different story, but because it was a black man, they're like, you're degrading him, you're bullying him, you shouldn't have been like that. And I think that's interesting to say, because I know if the roles were reversed, they would have been like, yeah, I mean, she's right. She shouldn't be with someone who's a Trump supporter. Like, I'm from Oklahoma, okay? So
let me say something real quick, and then I also want to give appreciation for those who are chiming in. Like, for example, Ebony, thank you. I want to show this again. She showed love to you. And then we got her as well, pretty much all pitching in. So I appreciate for all the comments. And I also want to say this, and I'm going to continue to let you go. And one thing I remember in college, I really wish we had structure like I had in college, because I had a cool professor from the street, but he had a PhD, so he didn't play. But he pretty much said this. He said, like, we're going to be talking about religious, political beliefs, Democrat, Republican, and much more. And everybody had their own different views, and they had every right to. And he said that. But the main thing that he said, at the bottom line in my damn classroom, you want to have some respect for each other. And he said it just like that. So you can have the right to your opinion, but you're going to respect each other. And when he said it, they were like, oh, did he just say it like he said? Yeah, he meant it. But that was like the most open class. We talked about everything, and there was no issue. And so, like, when I see what you went through, I was like, it makes me kind of give a flashback to that because like people like versus like what you have in open society in the classroom, we could talk about all that. We can agree, disagree, all that, have no issues, and move on, be cool. And here it's like they try to target you like the villain, like you did something wrong. Like we're just going to forget. Like we have people like who have made great movements in this country in other things, having different kind of views as well. So I want to bring that to the table as you continue to point your point of view as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. We didn't get here as Black people with just being nice. And so I guess for me, what's very shocking right now is to watch my people act as if I'm doing something wrong by saying I'm not going to date a Trump supporter, popping and then being rude to him. I 100% still stand on what I said to him, and I'm not taking that back because when you voted for Trump, you voted for a P3DO. Like you voted for somebody who literally is in the Epstein files. You voted for somebody who added the abortion ban, and that abortion ban has now caused Black women to lose their lives here or in Texas. And so for me, I take that seriously. I take medical racism very seriously as a Black woman. And so having those conversations, if you don't like it, then you could have just said, hey, move on. Like we got to move on. But I think it was a conversation in this culture that needed to happen, honestly, because there's a subsection of people in our community that watch these types of shows that don't talk about politics, but they're the same ones who are losing their EBT. We lost our EBT at the beginning of November. These are the same people who lost their EBT, and now they're like, well, politics don't matter. They do to me, because when people lost their EBT, my friends included, we were scared on who would be able to eat. Hey, are we going to have to send money to certain places to get people food? Like, what's the plan? And Trump did that to people. And on top of that, he is spending our tax dollars on going golfing and redoing the White House when people are starving on the streets. So I said what I said. Now, the second guy, me and the second guy also, there's a live video of us on their YouTube. We have made amends. We are good. We are actually going to see each other on Thursday. I'm thinking about taking them to Chili's. And we've had a great conversation about this. We also know exactly what is happening on this show. The show is marketing and promoting our segment so that they can make money. And so sometimes white supremacy
Yep.
need they are. White supremacy does not need a white face to do the job of white supremacy. They can use black faces to do it as well. And it's very sad to see, but it's a very honest thing to be like to talk about. You see that this black woman is being bullied, and you will not put out a statement condoning the bullying. And I'm very tired of it because all you had to do is say, we don't condone the bullying of a black woman on our show. The fact that you don't like her body is fine. Like, keep that to yourself. If you don't like the content of what she's saying, that's different. If you don't like her attitude, that's
And,
different. You're also not dating her.
and here's the thing: when it comes down to that, it's like there's a lot of social trends, and a lot of people like to pretty much ride the bandwagon, especially if it's good or bad. And unfortunately, at the moment, it was bad. And so, like in that kind of way with things, like even if they probably wanted to support you, you have what you just experienced, people of our own kind of riding a tidal wave and just going along with it, and not even having to give you a fair opportunity to express yourself and like who you are, and then where you come with from your own background with that own opinion. And that is, I think, the biggest issue. And one thing my professor would have got on their asses about is like, how can you make a rational or kind of emotional decisions without understanding the full context of where she's coming from? So, like, you know, disagree, but still, you got to give that person the opportunity to fully explain without actually labeling and things like that, which is, in my opinion, childish. Give a person to fully explain their point of views fairly as an adult, then just pretty much bash them in any kind of way. But that's my take. And if you come from me, please bring it, because then I'll embarrass you on stage too, because I'm an artist.
And that's perfectly fine. I think for me, when it comes to Trump supporters, I have very much of a visceral reaction to them. I'm not friendly with those people. I do feel.
Clearly, you would like it's just best with you.
I mean, hey, that's how I feel. And if you don't, that's okay, because I'm already seeing the video of the Trump one being posted to conservative TikTok. And the thing is, black people thinking that, oh, this is just a game, you have now put me in danger. Like legit danger, because I am telling people that it's okay to not date Trump supporters. And in this country, Trump supporters have been known to be violent. So we need to be very careful how we maneuver and to watch a show not say, hey, we are not condoning bullying when they know this is going to cause bullying. Be for real. That you wanted me to ask questions pertaining to my dating preferences. They wanted low quality questions. They wanted me to ask, where are you going to take me on vacation? Where do you want to take me on our first date? Where are you going to take me? Like, I didn't do that. What kind of house do you have? What kind of car do you drive? What do you do for work, and how much are you going to spend on me? I'm not that girl. I
So
ask questions that
basically, what
matter.
you did is like they try to like put you in a script or a box, and you said "f that."
Right. My preferences are not based off of your appearance. I like people based off of what they bring to the table, as in their heart, soul, mind, and body type shit. Like that. That's just who I am, and that's where I'm going to keep it, because every guy that came up, I didn't do the pops on them first. I watched everybody get the guy that was 5'4". They popped on him quickly enough to where it didn't take but like a split second for it to be two of us, and then literally one of us, and it was like, oh, I'm the last one.
You know what? I will say this: I give you props to be on the show because I already had someone in the past. Like, why don't you go on the show? So like, man, I pretty much do my own kind of thing. But at the same time, I might just do that just for the marketing purpose and have a I don't give attitude and be like, you know what? Let me go and pay the bad role and piss people off real quick. Go ahead and give me the man of the whole chart and the rep and all that and much more. I play the bad guy for a little bit and then twist it in my favor.
You
And I'm
could.
on and look, there's so many and people look when it comes to marketing, people forget about that. I already mentioned to you about Mayweather. Mayweather was known. That's why I sent you that clip too. He was known as the bad guy. He literally said on the interview, he said, "Yeah, I know I'm the bad guy. People pay to watch pay-per-views, watch me fight to lose, and every time I'm going away home with a bag, and I'll piss you off again, and you'll still pay top dollar again to watch me lose. And I'm always like, you got to pay this much to see that, and I'm walking with the bag again."
Right. I mean, like, look at my following. I've gained more followers on every platform I have. Um, that's been nice. I've gotten as equally amount of bad comments, but I've gotten some wonderful comments. And I have a lot of
I would
support.
say enjoy the entire way, even because like coming from my experience and then knowing about marketing, everybody loves a story. And you got to have a good and bad to have a good story. And right now, you're like playing the role of the villain right now. People like to egg it on. And then on top of that, people forget. There was a time period where people hated Muhammad Ali. People forget about that.
They
And
hated
how he
Malcolm.
made a stand,
Yeah, hated Martin Luther
and
King.
how they made a strong stand on certain things. They pretty much say you're going to jail, we'll part you as a villain, and all that much more. Years later, greatest ever, icon. But in the midst of the storm, you want to pretty much bash their head in. But then
Right.
afterwards, you want to pretty much appreciate it. And then on top of that, I would say this like this nothing's new under the sun. And then look at, and this is like more entertaining. Have you ever like? I'll ask you this directly, real quick. Have you ever watched wrestling, like WWE?
I mean, I've seen it, but not that deep.
Yeah, a little bit. If anyone is a WWE fan, will pretty much catch on to this. Everybody, for a great storyline and why that show has been on so long, you got to have a bad guy. Somebody has got to play the good and the bad, but people love those storylines because it gets them angry. Like people can't wait to wake up just to say something bad or negative, just so it makes them feel better, whatever insecurities they have going on inside.
It was actually interesting earlier. This guy made a TikTok about me, saying that I look like the lady from, what's it, Monsters Inc. The I can't think of like the role. She was like a clerk, and they were trying to make fun of me, right? So then I saw he was on live. I hopped in the live. They added me up, and I was like, "Hello," and they're like, he was like, "That's the girl I was talking about." He like starts laughing. I said, "Stand up, stand up." He stands up, do a whole 360. Baby, we got the same belly. Why are you talking about me? Look at you. And he's,
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm like,
And,
and I was like,
and,
you're probably living in your grandma's house. He's like, I pay mortgage here. And I'm
and you
like,
know what's
I'm
even
not
more,
judging. I'm not
you
judging.
know, you know what's more crazier? I wish I could find a clip because like one of the people that I follow a lot is Gary Vee. I'm paraphrasing what he said. He basically said this: how much energy does it take for you to watch and soak in someone's video and then take all that energy just to respond in some kind of negative way? Like seriously, you took
Yeah.
time out of your day to just watch somebody's video and then respond with negativity. Like How effed up in the head or insecure about yourself do you have to put up that much energy?
Right. And
It's
it's
like, is
like,
your life really that bad that you got to take it on somebody else?
right. It's like I would see if my questions were rude. And then they're like, well, you had an attitude. Okay, you try not getting paid for this. It's not like we're paid actors. None of us got paid for this. So we're not getting paid. There's no snacks. It was also extremely cold in the building. So everybody's cold. We're having to stand on a motherfucking line just like this. So you try going to do that and then act like you're not irritated. One, it was late on a Saturday night. A girl was tired.
And I appreciate and love this comment. Said all those people searching on her page just to say something mean, seek therapy. They're proving her point, and the people are not realizing that.
Right.
You know, that's why.
Crazy part.
That's why I said like I'll be the worst person to do that to, because I'd be like, please do. I have a podcast platform. You know, I'll do poetry. I speaking on I like you. Or you basically gave me a rocket ship to paint because I'm gonna rock the hell out of it.
I'm gonna rock the hell out of
it. I'm not gonna be like.
I'm not.
I'm
right.
like.
And I could sue some of y'all, like, be for real. I've already seen, like, a content creator. She's, like, take something accountability. I posted her stuff. I said, I will see you in court. Like, baby, I'm going to sue you. She's a life coach. And she called me some, like, bad built something. You're going to court for emotional damage. Can't wait to see you. Because, you know what? Cardi B's done it. And Megan Thee Stallion did it. So guess who else is going to do it? Me. And I'm going to sue you guys into a fucking oblivion at this point. Because you know what? Run me my bag. You want to make money off of making fun of me? I'm going to do the same to you. So watch your back, brother, because I can play this game just as hard.
And they're gonna be like, but I didn't mean it. You like that? It wasn't supposed to be taken like that.
Right. It was a question about therapy. It was a question about therapy, and you're going to sit there and say you're a life coach. It was a question about therapy. I asked.
Which, by the way, contradicts the life coach. By the way, you say you're a life coach, but you're doing these kind of actions. Your actions say otherwise. Actions speak louder than words.
And it's like, okay, my attitude. Okay, well, y'all go up there and do the show, and y'all act like, hey, that's your dating preferences. Y'all like men that you can take advantage of too, and I see that. I've seen it when I watch the clips. How much money you got? What the heck? That's not your business. That's too far for me. That's cool. Like, it's too far for me. Like, I'm cool, but like, it's the way some of y'all act. Y'all defending this man like y'all know him.
And just to kind of showcase, like, I think I found the clip, and hopefully it runs pretty smooth. We'll play the clip of like when you pop the balloon, and it's just, I think it's just the way how everybody just went react like, oh, like did she just say like that? All right, but let me see if I can get it up. Give me a switch. All right, I think it's running. Let me go ahead and roll it.
In the 2024 election.
You know, put me out there. Are you some type of culprit or what's going on?
Answer the question.
Okay. Trump.
Why'd you pop?
That just would not work. I'm a political activist. It's one of my biggest things. That's if you social media me with this name, you're going to see what I do. So there's no reason to be with someone like you. I love me.
He was like straightforward, nonchalant, like straight, but like I just cannot do it. Just will not. What's wrong with somebody standing on what they believe?
Girl, and
that's their own personal thing.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Like, okay,
you have every right to do so.
I'll tell myself one thing I am mad about is that my shirt, because one, I didn't realize my boobs was outside the little pocket thingy. They are big, bro. I'm a 42 triple D. What do you expect? Sometimes the girls just be girling.
Girl be girling. Okay, that's gonna be your new phrase. Girl be gonna be girling. Okay, the girls be girling.
The girls be girling. Sometimes I didn't even notice. And what's mean is y'all could have said something. So I'm mad at them for not looking at me and be like, "Girl, pull your titty up." I would have done that. Damn. Now a girl looks stupid. Like, that's the only thing I'm mad about, because the skirt was cute, the fit was cute. Now the only thing I also will add is I needed a haircut, but I was gonna wait until next week, and I got my haircut. That was it. But they acted like I was cold.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I saw that, like I was like, "That's her," and I was laughing too because it's like you was just straightforward. Like I'm not holding. Like I'm to tell you how it is, and you're like, they're probably like, maybe she has no. She meant that. That's why I was rolling. She's like, no. This is just that you gonna pull me in. Like no, you gonna look me up, and then like this is like no, it's not gonna work. Done.
That's word. That's a no for me, big. I mean, wait, when Simon Cowell said no, it was not a problem. I mean, I guess he was a meanie, but he was right. That's a no for me. That's a no for me. But when I say no, it's a problem.
It's a problem. I mean, so it's like, it ain't a problem when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it.
Like, it's like that girl. Even watching the clip back, I'm glad I said answer the question. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says answer.
You know
the
what?
question.
That's I'm glad you brought that up because that's why I see you was stirring you like answer the question. I was like,
answer the question.
You made him feel like he was in the courtroom. He was like, no, we're not dodging this. Answer the question.
Okay,
like,
so I did. That's why I tell people I got my bachelor's in criminal justice because I talk like somebody who's in a courtroom sometimes. Like answer the question. Don't play with me.
I definitely felt that on that one because he was like answer the question because he was trying to redirect to something that's like no answer the question.
Answer the question. And that's just who I am. I watched CSI Miami growing up. I don't play like that. I watch Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds, baby. So I'm just in the mood of like answer my question. Like I don't have time to waste, bro. Like you're not ugly. I was gonna deal with the 5 kids, but when it came to that, I couldn't do.
Oh no, don't stress. Squirtle, cinco. At this rate, he's about to have his own festival.
I don't want 5 kids. I don't in my life because I got one that'd be 6. I can't even fit 6 kids in my car, so no thank you.
You gonna have to have a super minivan. Super
right.
minivan.
No dick that good for a super minivan. Okay.
And that's like another reason why I want to do this because it brings life. Because of course we talk about all the controversy and much more, but we're having fun with it, and you're actually getting to see her as the person, besides what you always see through these videos. So like, when people like to share those other clips, share these clips. Oh, they're not gonna want to share that because it showcases more of like who she actually is. But please do.
Because I'm funny. I'm really fun when I'm not having to be serious. Those are serious conversations I decided to have on a show that is built to be unserious. Like that content that they wanted to create is bullshit content. They want people to come up there and say things like, what kind of car you drive? I'm not about to do that because if I'm looking for my man, in this scenario, I'm looking for a man that can hit the big 3s for me. And you know that too. I made a poem about that at one point, the big 3s.
You did. Just know if I ever get on one of those shows, you're going to probably see like, oh shit, he ain't serious. He about to have fun with this. Yeah, look, you don't look at me. People like, he ain't there for the real thing. He just here for marketing.
He played too much. He played too much. He don't even go outside like that, ladies. You can barely get this man to go get a slice of pizza. Anyways, my big 3, I didn't even need to ask because you're up to stuff. You have a car, a place to live, and a job, some type of income. So you're not trying to come sleep over at my house, okay? But the next steps of those, more important on a dating show, is who did you vote for in the 2024 election? Like, baby, I don't have time. I have T-shirts of Kamala Harris. I don't need you in my closet afterwards. Be like, who did you vote for? Kamala, baby. Like, and let me just be frank. I don't want to talk about my life too much because when I call Tyler Perry and he get this story, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not sleeping with another Trump supporter.
I'm dead. We're running for the next Netflix series.
Details about that story because I don't know that story, but it was crazy. I didn't even know he was a Trump supporter until afterwards, and I will never ever ever do that to myself again. I have to know ahead of time. This was the election, like the first election, 2016, and so it is a very big deal for me to date somebody. I need to know where you stand politically because I don't.
So let me go and say something on this stuff because like in RSC, someone will try to clip this and try to like bring out a context. And I'm gonna use reference back to my college days in the classroom. People need to understand that a lot of different things form your perspectives and moral values and how you see life. That includes religions. There's thousands of religions, thousands. Most people think there's one, Christianity or Muslim and all that. No, there's thousands. Like I have a whole textbook that breaks it down. There's so many subcategories of religions and much more. Then on top of that, you got different cultures, traditions, and then your own personal experience pretty much form your perspective of how you see things, good and bad, your close circle, your family, your mom, dad, and all that much more. All these have formed your own opinion. So every person has a right to say what they believe or view, and she had the right to hers. Don't get mad at her just because she said what she said, because she has a valid reason behind her own experience or story. And until you have walked in her own shoes and kind of experience that, you pretty much have no right to pretty much cancel or kind of silence someone who has their own personal experience and the reason why they said certain things. And I think that's what happens a lot of times is people don't think about it in a full, I say, circle. People are quick to just think of one thing without considering the other side of the story to get a full understanding. And I think too many people are immature to and act along that. And I feel unfortunately that's the trend nowadays. People, and that's just how. That's honestly I feel like why you got so trendy because of that. Because people like to hop on something like that when they see the negative and just try and wave it across.
Like, I've been called a melted ice cream cone, and I want to address that because as someone who is losing weight currently, I do look like a melted ice cream cone. I'm not mad about that. I'm getting ate the hell up because I look like an ice cream cone. Now, why I'm not mad about that is because 2 years ago in December, I was 250 after having my baby in March. Hit to December, I went to the doctor. I'm 250. Today or yesterday, I was 212. So I have lost a lot of weight in the past 2 years, and I'm very proud of that. So it is
And that's another thing too, progress. You got some people on their fat ass couch that hadn't even picked up a weight, let alone walked outside.
right.
And probably gained weight watching this video. Oops, my bad. Let me stop being
I'm
so damn
dead.
petty.
And a lot of people keep mentioning go to the gym, and I'm like, okay, so one, I could do that. I could go to the gym. I also like nature, so I spend a lot of time in nature. I like to go on nature walks, nature hikes. I take my daughter to the park a lot, so we do a lot of time outside. So that's where I do my working out. Also, I do at home workouts as well, and that does it for me. Now, going to the gym is a great thing. If you would like to donate to that fund, I will post my cash out for you if you need that. But please stop telling people to go to a gym and sign up for memberships that maybe they can't afford or are out of their budget right then and there. Um,
Right. And then on top of that, I appreciate the journey as well because I had my pretty much where I had a lot of gained weight and I had family members like, ooh, you can gain the weight. And I went through that too and lost a lot of weight. Now people are like, oh man, you look good, you look great, and all that and much more. But don't realize I had to go through the same phase like you did. And it's
right,
like I find it interesting how people love to criticize through the journey, but then as soon as I see the results and you at the end, they're like, "Oh, I was a sport." I'm like, "Hell no, you didn't. Don't start that bullshit."
right.
The fuck, nah,
And I feel like because of my weight, because of the way I look, I was deemed unacceptable or unlovable. And so the way I spoke also was like, oh, it was your attitude. You would have an attitude too if you've been protesting Trump for 10 years and this person voted for Trump. You would feel the same way. But the thing is, people aren't literate. We have a literacy problem here in America. It is becoming extremely, extremely bad. The state I come from is 50th in education. Texas is 43rd or 43rd. 43rd. Does that even sound right? 43rd.
and that's that slang coming at 43rd, 43,
43rd. 43? What the fuck is
43rd.
43rd? 43rd in education. And so I'm looking at those statistics and I'm seeing that these are red states, and look at the people that are commenting about what I'm talking about. When I talked about therapy, it's not a jab at men because I just had therapy today. I love therapy. I think therapy is a wonderful tool. I'm not saying you have to go to therapy, but are you willing to go? He could have answered, hey, I'm not really interested in therapy right now, but, maybe one day, or hey, any other thing, then you must have a lot of problems, because then I just walked away. That one, I walked away because I'm not going to argue with somebody about therapy. Texas is ranked what? Am I right? 43rd. I knew I was 43rd.
And so people can see, because I know there was comments like she don't know what she's talking about, and then look, there it is.
It's right there. I knew that off the top of the dome. I don't have nothing around me to write that down. It's like I know these things statistic wise because I do stay politically engaged. because when you are not politically engaged in this type of climate, you are leaving yourself to the day of. Let's say if EBTs get taken away, you go to the store, you don't know nothing, you've been closed off, you try to swipe your card ain't working. Now you got to ask the clerk, why is this happening? And the clerk is going to tell you, you didn't watch the news. And now you're thinking, why was I not interested in politics until now? It's because you don't think it affects you. When truly, politics and being black are like this. If they didn't want you in it, it's because you're a part of it. So for me, it's really sad to see. But when I go back to the therapy, I think black men deserve free therapy. I think black people in general deserve free therapy in America. If you have been here since 1619 and you have ancestors, you deserve free therapy. And why I say that is because in your time period, you have seen something, your ancestors have seen something, and it might still apply to you. We have a problem in our community with sweeping things under the rug. There has been a lot of sexual abuse. There's been a lot of abuse, physical abuse, a lot of childhood trauma. I mean, different generations have seen the crack epidemic. We saw mass incarceration. We have seen black people go through so much over a period of time that you have no way of telling me you haven't seen anything. So when I asked that question, I believe it triggered that person. And instead of them just saying, no, I haven't been in therapy yet, that's fine. Because afterwards, I looked them up and I was like, quit lying, baby. Now, me and him, we still have a conversation we're going to have tonight, hopefully. I've reached out to him, and we actually went live yesterday because I don't have a problem with talking to people. If he felt like I bullied him, that's different because me and him had a real interaction. Once again, we're not paid actors. We're real people.
Right.
So if me and him have an issue, then me and him need to work on that. Me and the other guy that didn't vote, him and I, we have a really good relationship right now. I talked to him about 2 hours ago. And he called to check in on me again. I called him yesterday. We talked the day before on the live. So me and him have a good relationship, but people don't care about the aftermath. They care about only what they saw. Because me and these two can work it out. Me and the Trump supporter, no. But no, it's a no, Chris. I'm not going to work it out with Trump.
Hey, she said no. Like I said, like, don't do that to me because I'm going to piss people off. Like I said, I'm going to ride the hell out of that damn way. They're going to be like, damn, you on another TV show? Yep. I told you I was going to ride the hell out of that way. I told you they gave it to the right one.
You already know. I've already contacted Tyler Perry. I'm just waiting to hear back. Quit playing with me. I'm waiting to hear back right now. Because let's be so frank. Let's be frank. This is good TV. I'm good TV. I showed y'all I could be good TV because I asked the hard-hitting questions. I had a family friend today text me. She said, Roland Martin talked about my video. So I have the clip. I haven't posted it yet. But she sent me a clip where he said there was a sister on the Pop the Balloon show. He's like, I don't like the Pop the Balloon shows, but he said there was a sister on the show. She asked him about that. And this is a part of the problem because our men are not voting. And so he was talking about that in a segment. And I'm like, hold on, Roland. Do you want me? Because I'll come to the show.
That's what I'm saying. People don't realize in order to like break through and get that to that next part, you got to go through some shit, some turbulence, and much more. And that's why I said just ride and enjoy that way.
Ride it. You never know it's going to take you.
Exactly. And take it to Hawaii.
Baby, you never know. Like I'm going to keep my positive attitude about it because if anybody wants to really get to know me, you know I'm not a mean person. I'm not I'm not like that. But when it comes to politics, even you said, that's her. That's who she is. When it comes to politics,
answer the question. Answer the question.
If it's about my name and politics, baby, how do I act? Like you done shot my cat or something, okay? I don't play when it comes to those because when it comes to my name, we literally had this like 2 Sundays ago. I don't play. I don't care if you own the building. No, say my name correctly. Like that's how I am about things.
You outed out of you outed out. By the way, what she's talking about, I wish I recorded that clip. Like she was at the poetry about to do her poem, and you messed up her name, and she was like, run that again. Like running my name up again.
I said, hold on. I walked up before you even did it. I said, don't play with me like that. Don't play with me like that. I'm not the one to order 3. Try someone else today. You see, because I will tear into that ass.
You were like, run my name again.
It's Tykebrean. It's simple. It's chic. I'm her. Like that's what matters to me. I do care about how I am. My name is said because as an activist, I've always known that like if something was to happen to me, I want my name said correctly. You know, I stood with Black Lives Matter the entire time. You know, front lines, marching, the organizer. If something was to happen to me, I want you to make sure those white motherfuckers say my name correctly. Say my name correctly, Fox News.
Man, oh man.
You
All right,
heard?
so before you heard, right here. Ain't no sense. All right, so before we close out everything, tell the audience where they can find you and any other things that they want you want the audience to know about.
Yes. So once again, I'm Tykebrean. I hope to get on more of these and have more like dialogue with people, and continue to just talk. And you guys get to know the real. What is that noise?
Music. You're funny. You're funny.
Anyway, and you guys get to know the real honest me and maybe like have actual dialogue, good conversations about marketing stuff because I like to talk about those things, but I'm also going to crack a joke or two with you. But when it comes to dating, Tyke doesn't play. Tykebrean is that girl.
Awesome. Of course, as your host, C. Holmes is always bringing you live guests that pretty much inspire you, speak your mind, and much more. Go against the wave of controversy, piss you off, make you piss your pants, all that, much more. Anyway, it's all entertainment. Yeah, I know I have no sense. But it's C. Holmes, as always, another episode of Street Talking. So make sure you continue to like, share, and have your voice be heard because this is what it's all about. But, before we leave, what do you think about this? Are you going to really leave your silence to be spoken louder than your own words? Think about that because somebody probably needs to hear your voice. Anyway, take care. Until next time. Peace.